subscribers. And I'm also a founder of Sahil's Academy, which is basically a money management platform. I have multiple courses, online courses where I spread knowledge on money management. Now, I don't know how many of you know me, but basically what I'm going to tell you today is I'm going to tell you about my personal journey. And so what we are going to do is we'll break this session in three parts. In the first part, I'm going to tell you about my journey. And it has been a very interesting journey, mainly because of the fact that I have an engineering background. So for someone like me who has an engineering background, the person will be able to understand that in India, if you have an engineering background, they don't even teach you the F of finance. That's how I call it, right? No knowledge, no information about finance, as if money management or finance or personal management is only specific to commerce student, which is not the case, right? At the end of the day, everyone needs to learn how to manage money, right? So it has been a very interesting journey from being an engineering background student to someone who has a finance channel with 3 lakh subscribers, 3 lakh plus subscribers, and a complete video course on financial journey. So it has been a very crazy journey for me. And secondly, it has been very interesting because of the fact that I decided to quit my well-paid job in between COVID. So in 2020, during August, when we were struggling with COVID severely, I decided to quit my job. And I tell you, that was the time when everyone told me, you are making a mistake. Don't quit your well-paid job, right? Because people were losing job that time. So, but then I took a call of quitting my job. So I'm going to tell you my journey from, having someone with zero knowledge about finance to how I reached at this level, and how I decided to quit my job and start whatever I'm doing today. And second part, I'm going to share my learnings with you. There are quite a few learnings in this journey, and I'm going to share those learnings with you. And in the third part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how you can do something on your own. So I'm sure when you hear someone like, let's say, Elon Musk doing big in world of electric vehicle, or someone like Nitin Kamath of Zerodha that has disrupted the this brokering model, your brokerage model in India. I'm sure you come across a lot of these very inspiring people, but then at the end of the day, you need to decide what you want to do, right? So I thought of creating a sort of framework around it so that you can take those kind of steps, and that can probably help you in finding what you really want to do, and how you can do something on your own. Right? So we'll get started. I think, I don't know how many of you are there. Perfect. So, right. So Ankit will come up. What we'll do is I'll take this session, and then whatever questions you have, we'll take them in last 10-15 minutes, right? So I'll keep this session 30 minutes, and then in the last 10-15 minutes, we'll take up all the questions, right? So talking about my journey, I want to start with this. That when you are young, let's say when you are in your 10th, 12th, the most common thing that you hear around in India especially is just get good grades in 10th, 12th, and then your life will be set. So that was the case with me as well. When I was in my 10th in 2005, that time the same thing happened. I was a pretty decent student in terms of grades. I used to get somewhere around 80 to 90% in between that. So not a topper, but also not among the bottom performers. So in India during that time, when you used to get 80s 90% in that range, the by default option after 10th is science, right? So I ended up taking science, and at that time I remember IT was the hot market, right? So I had one cousin who went to US, and at that time going to US was a big thing. So everyone decided that okay, I am going to become an engineer. Right, that's how it happens, right? I'm sure you would have seen the Three Idiot movie. So yes, I took the science stream. At that time, I had no clue what to do in life. So I thought, okay, let me take science if everyone is saying. So I took science, and then like I said, everyone said that take after just get good grades in 10th, 12th, and then your life will be set. So I worked hard. I got good grades, but then life was not really set. Okay. Then people told me that, just get into a good engineering college and then your life will be set. So I did that. I didn't get into IIT, but I got into a decent college. But then eventually I realized that the life is not set. Then people told me that, get into a good job and then your life will be set. So I got into a job, but then I realized that life is not really set. Okay, I used to get some money, but again, that was not a big amount. Okay, so then people told me that go for MBA. I mean, this is the by default option in India, right? When you do engineering, the next best option is MBA. So I did MBA. Okay, and then people told, once you get into a good job post MBA, then your life will be set. So okay, I thought, fine, let me do MBA, and then I got into job, and then I realized in my life that I have become a part of this rat race. Okay, where everyone is running behind money. That's the ultimate goal. And as far as your life is concerned, it is never set. In fact, the struggles in life just start when you start earning money, when you get into the real world. Okay. So that point in time, I realized that how do I, make sure that my life is set, in the sense that, I don't have to work for money anymore. So I was doing my research. Obviously, that time I started earning. So I thought, okay, let me, figure out ways to invest money. Okay. And at that time, when I reached out to people, very few people had the understanding in terms of what are mutual funds, how to invest in fundamentally strong companies. And it's not just about investment, a lot of things, right? About insurance, tax planning, and a lot of these aspects. Now, I realized that when it comes to money management, when it comes to finance, very few people have that kind of understanding. So I decided to learn everything on my own. And this has been the one of the key differentiator, if you see that, and I'm talking about it, this is the time in 2015. Okay. And that time, just imagine, no knowledge about finance. Okay. And today I'm here giving you this lecture and, basically sharing my journey. It's been transformative. So basically what I did is I started learning everything on my own. Okay. And I started finding ways to earn money, finding ways to, invest my money. And I came across a very interesting concept. And the concept was to achieve financial freedom in life. Okay. Now, those of you who don't know what is financial freedom, it basically means that you reach a state in life where you don't have to work for money anymore. Because at the end of the day, everyone is trying to earn money. So basically what we are doing is we are trading time. We are trading our time to earn money. That's what we are trying to do, right? So I thought, okay, and at that time, I never thought that I'll quit my job and I'll start something on my own. But at that point in time, I got one thing that I want to do. I want to achieve financial freedom at an early age so that I don't have to work till 50, 60 years of my life. Okay. So that was the goal. And I started learning stuff. I started reading books. I spent thousands of hours along with my job. So that was one very important aspect, right? So then what happened is, along with that, along with one of my friends, we decided to start a blog. And the idea for writing blog is because one, there was a lack of, a platform where you could get all the information about finance, about money management. And at the same time, we thought, okay, we'll earn second source of income, because that time I came across this concept of passive earning, how you can earn passively, and blogging was one of the a good way to do it. So I thought, okay, along with my friend, we started a blog. And what happened is the blog failed. Obviously, the success that you see on YouTube or anywhere, it doesn't happen immediately. So there's a long story behind that. And in my case, I started with a blog that didn't work. Now, at that point in time, what happened is, although that blog didn't work, but that entire process of writing down my thoughts into paper, into literally writing down each of my thought, that was something that resulted in giving me that kind of knowledge. Because see, reading something is a different game, and writing down everything is a different game altogether. Because when you write something, you need to have that absolute clarity of your thoughts, right? So I started writing on blog, although it didn't work, but it helped me gain a lot of knowledge. And to be really honest, I never participated in any essay writing competition in my school. Okay. So I neither had the knowledge about finance until I started my job and learning everything myself, nor I had the skill to write. And that is also the content writing skill I built when I started blogging, right? Then what happened is from blogging, I moved on. That didn't work, so my friend quit, and so he continued with his job, and I moved to London. And then I came across this Quora. So I used to read a lot of questions on Quora. It was at that time it was quite interesting. So uh, I thought of writing answers on Quora. And since I already had the content with me, since I had a blog, so it gave me that kickstart. Okay, and what happened is when I was writing on Quora, I got a very good response. So I started getting a lot of messages from people thanking me for sharing knowledge, and a lot of questions. So at that point in time, I realized that this is really a big pain in our country. When it comes to finance and money management, very few people have that understanding, right? So that was the journey about my Quora. And then what happened is it was during the COVID, before COVID hit the country. I moved to India, and I was about to move to another country for another project. And till that time, what happened is I made up my mind that I don't want to work for the rest of my life. During those days, I came across some people that really inspired me, some platforms, some YouTube channels. So that gave me a perspective in life that you don't money is not everything. That is what I realized at that point in time. And I decided to contribute something towards society. Now this sounds very fancy, someone who when you look at a person saying that contribute towards society, that sounds very kind of, I mean, this is not really accepted well, because everyone wants to run behind money. But yeah, at that point in time, I realized that I have to contribute towards society. Now how to do it? For that, I have to quit my job, right? At that point in time, I tell you, it was not easy to quit my job because initially when I started my job post MBA, I had the education loan. So I had to clear that, no option. I cleared my education loan, and then of course I got married. And once you're married, it is not easy to quit your job. But then what I decided is I saved some money. I made the right investment that gave me that financial cushion to really quit my job. But then this kick, that ultimate decision of quitting, it didn't happen until COVID happened. So when COVID happened, my travel got cancelled, and I was in India. And at that point in time, I decided this is it. If I don't quit today, I'll never be able to quit my job in entire life. So at that point in time, I took this call to quit my job. And at that point in time, there were a lot of options. Since I said I wanted to contribute, there were a lot of options. But then I decided to go ahead with this money management, where I had the knowledge. As far as platform is concerned, to be really honest, what I thought is I'll just start an academy in my hometown. I never thought of YouTube. But then since COVID happened, it was not possible to start academy in my hometown. So I thought, okay, let me just start with YouTube. So that's how this YouTube started. Nothing, nothing I planned as such, but it just happened because of COVID. So in a way, I utilized this COVID, disaster as an opportunity, because that was the time everything started online, right? And then what I did is I started a complete course. So like I said, I already had the content with me because it was quite a few years since I was writing. I had the blog, and then I started writing on Quora. So I had the content. I, refined that content. I made a structure around it, and I created a course. Because what I felt is while you have people talking about stock market, talking about mutual fund, there's no comprehensive course as such that covers about everything, be it your insurance, tax planning, your financial freedom as such, right? So I decided to start a course on that. So this has been my journey. And to be really honest, when I started this YouTube decision, it wasn't easy, because when I started YouTube, I was the person who'd write the script. I was the person who would record the video. I was the person who would obviously who would be a presenter, who would be a cameraman, and at the end of the day, an editor as well as a marketer. I was one man army. And that's how you got to start, right? It's not easy. You will not find people around, 10 people helping you. But then at the end of the day, you have to take the decision. So I learned the art. It was not easy. Like I said, I was never into finance. I learned that art of finance. I was never into content writing. I never wrote any essay in my life. I learned the art of content writing. I was never into, facing camera, but I learned the art of facing camera. And obviously it didn't happen immediately. It was a learning curve, right? So, and honestly speaking, it happened with just 2,000 rupees. And those of you who would be wondering what would be my earning, although that is not the KPI I use to measure my success, but I tell you what, today my monthly earning are more than my annual package that I used to get my job. This is the power of YouTube. Very few people understand. To be really honest, nobody told me. But now that I'm into YouTube, I understand this power. Once you have that kind of platform, there's no limit to earn money. That's it, right? And because YouTube gives you that power, technology gives you that scalability. So whatever you do in life, make sure you utilize that technology, right? Because I have a course, I have recorded videos. Of course, I take live session. But today, whenever even when I go to sleep, I see enrollments in my course. That's how, and like I said, I don't want to get into the money aspect because that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to help society. Now, this has been my journey so far. I don't want to stretch it further. Let me share some of my experience, what you can learn from this journey, what I have personally learned. So I have a deck with me. I want to share my screen and share that deck. And I also want to share a framework around, how you can find out what you want to do in life. Let me try. This is this creative platform. I haven't used it before, but let me see how I can share my screen. Right, I can see an option to share screen. Perfect. All right. So hopefully you are able to see my screen. Let me just come back and recheck. Are you able to see my screen when I shared? All right, perfect. So, right. So this, right. So this is the deck. Key lessons from my journey. So ultimately, what is the ultimate goal? What are we trying to achieve? The ultimate goal is to reach a state where you don't have to trade your time for money. This is the ultimate goal. You don't want to work for money. And when you reach that state, you can do whatever you want to do in life, right? So you get time freedom, you get location freedom, you get financial freedom. Today, I've got all three freedoms. I can work whenever I want. I can work from wherever